Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Recipe Redemption. And it's snack time again. The thing that I wanted to bring to your attention is Biltong. You may have seen ads for this popping up on social media recently. It's the newest thing that someone discovered and decided to make a trend. Every year there's something. It was sriracha for a while, but back in the 80s it was sun-dried tomatoes on everything, and um, avocado toast became a thing, and all that stuff. So now I'm seeing biltong show up. So I thought I'd get on the trend and explain a little bit about what biltong is, in case the ads that you may have seen don't really explain it very well. Biltong is kind of like jerky. It is a South African style of dried beef product that differs from the traditional beef jerky that you're used to. One, it doesn't always use beef. Now, this company, the Kalahari snack company, they tend to specialize specifically in making a flavored beef biltong. It differs from jerky in that they use vinegar as part of the curing process. They'll actually kind of pickle the beef first. It tends to be thicker slices, and they'll pickle it in a vinegar for up to a couple of hours, up to overnight. Then they'll actually drain off the vinegar, dry it off, and add the salt and spices, the curing spices, and then air dry it. Beef jerky also typically has sugar added to it, and is usually smoked, whereas biltong has neither of those things. It is not smoked. It is only air dried, and it doesn't have any sugar added to it. Now the Kalahari biltong, they have two different types of products. One is the actual biltong, the sliced air dried beef, and then this product that kind of caught my eye, crisps. So they actually sliced it nice and thin, air dried it, and made them, well, I'm trying to find a representative sample here, made them into chips. And the advertising, I don't have any dip here, but the advertising shows them being dipped into things. I don't have any dip here, and I kind of just want to try them as they are, without any other flavors, just to see. The crisps come in original flavor, just plain salted beef, as well as Southwest Verde and Rosemary Citrus. And then the biltong itself, the actual more like jerky stuff, is also original chili lime and a spicy peri-peri flavor. I'm going to try the crisps first. See, actually, no. I am going to try the original biltong first. I haven't actually opened this package yet. So, okay. Looks kind of like beef jerky. It feels kind of a little bit oilier. It feels, even though it's air dried just like jerky is, it just feels moister than the jerky, and I don't know. It just has a different texture. And a different flavor. Now the original, there we go. The saltiness kind of sneaks up on you, but it is very definitely there. The flavor is a little bit different, again, because of that little bit of residual vinegar that's in there, that helps preserve the meat, but also the absence of smoke the absence of sugar makes it taste more like, well, what it is, dried beef. But like the dried beef that you make, chipped beef, you know, chipped beef on toast with. I'm gonna try the chili lime here. See, ooh, yeah. Okay, it's beefy. The lime is very present because there's no sugar. There's nothing to mask the acidity, that bite of the lime. The saltiness of the beef. Yep. And then there's the heat. Let me see what kind of chilies. Just chili pepper, coriander, and rosemary and black pepper as well. So there's definitely a lot of flavor. It's very flavorful. Very lime forward. Not bad. I like it as a biltong / jerky. Here's the Peri-Peri. Peri-Peri is kind of a pepper sauce. This also has coriander, chili pepper, black pepper, rosemary, but the Peri-Peri has pardon me, a little bit more chili pepper to it. It's actually a lot more subtle than I was expecting. Once again, the saltiness doesn't really come out until you've chewed it for a few seconds. And this honestly isn't as spicy as the chili lime. Something that's actually labeled as spicy Peri-Peri. There's a little bit of heat that kind of comes on the back of the throat. This is actually a lot more subtle than the chili lime. That lime really comes through. But the Peri-Peri, it's more of a, it's a very subtle heat. It's okay. It's not bad. If you're a jerky person, then you will enjoy these as well. Now let's try the crisps. Now it looks like all they did was slice these a lot thinner, and as a result, because they're still dried, so they become very brittle. So dipping these, I don't know. This may have suffered in shipping, but there aren't too many pieces that are actually big enough. I don't know if you can see these, to really dip. They're kind of crumbled into bits. But anyway, let's see here. I have the which was these is which. Okay. This is the original. Okay, because it's sliced thin, this feels drier than the sliced biltong. Saltiness is just as pronounced. The actual beefiness it seems a little bit more muted in this and it may be simply that I just got a smaller mouthful of beef. But it's just overall the mouthful is less pronounced in beef flavor than the regular biltong, even though they're both original flavor. This is now the Southwest Verde flavor. So okay, and there it is again. Each time the flavor takes a while to develop. It's almost like they don't really activate until they sort of rehydrate in your saliva and as you chew. the Southwest Verde beef stock. Interesting. Tomato, green bell pepper, lemon, Cuban onion, garlic, cilantro. Not bad. I would go for kind of a chili powder and, more chili, like a Hatch green chili or something like that for a verde to give you a little bit more flavor. And again, with the additional dryness, it's kind of a weird texture. I'm not sure I'm a fan. But you have a fair shake. Here's the Kalahari Crisps in the rosemary citrus flavor. Again, I wasn't able to get any pieces that are dippable, but again, that might be a problem in shipping. Again, very, very subtle. The beefiness is muted. On this one, I'm not really getting the rosemary citrus. Maybe just a faint hint of something citrusy, but that could just be there might be some residual vinegar flavor that's left over from the original pickling process. But not really a whole lot in the citrus, and definitely not very much in the rosemary. And that texture is just, it's not necessarily off-putting. It's not necessarily enjoyable either. I have yet to be, we'll say I have yet to be convinced by the crisps. Biltong I've had before, ever since my first trip to Africa in 2008. I have been a big fan of Biltong. Matter of fact, in the Johannesburg Tambo airport, there is a store, at least was at the time, a store that actually sold nothing but Biltong. Ooh. I dug to the bottom of the Peri-Peri bag, by the way. This piece is way spicier than the first piece that I ate. So there's some consistency issues, but the texture is, I guess in a way I'm expecting jerky, and so the texture is exactly what I'm expecting. The chips, I kind of expect crisp, chip-like behavior, I guess, and they're not. They're still definitely dried meat, but they're very, very thin and kind of papery, so the texture is weird. This has that dried beef jerky kind of chew. Much more enjoyable, much more what I expect. A lot more flavor coming out of it. Delicious. You'll see, I've seen on some of the ads on social media, you can actually buy just a slab of biltong. They'll actually have air dried, like a steak. Something they've I guess they vinegar pickled it, salt cured it, and air dried this whole slab of meat that you get to slice on your own, and they'll sell you specifically this sort of grade school paper cutter kind of biltong slicer device. Don't buy that. Just learn how to use a knife. Yes, it is even. Yes, it is in a way safer if you're a complete noob with a knife. this thing is all bolted down, so you can't slip and accidentally cut yourself or anything. The only way you can cut yourself is if you stick your finger in the way. But learn to use a knife. You really don't need a special device just to slice off a piece of jerky, or excuse me, biltong. You don't need a special tool for that. Now, for the purpose of comparison, these 6 bags, 3 bags of crisps in original Southwest Verity and rosemary citrus, and the 3 1-ounce bags of biltong in original chili lime and spicy peri-peri, cost me about $16 for 6 ounces of biltong in various flavors. And so that comes out to, $15-16 a pound, which is pretty comparable to what you pay for beef jerky, and is actually in a way cheaper than some of the quote unquote good beef jerky that you can get out there. So some of the more premium brands. And really, honestly, I've tried making my own jerky. Well, didn't just try, I did make my own jerky. I didn't save any money. By the time I got the steak and marinated it up and, built a rig a la Alton Brown to air dry a big rack of jerky and put it into nice dry containment, it came out close to like $20 a pound for the stuff that I was making. So I didn't actually save any money. I don't have the economies of scale that the jerky companies have. So honestly, for the price, biltong is good. Is it better than jerky? It depends on what criteria you're going by. Yes, these are lower in carb because they don't have any added sugar to them. High in protein, but jerky is. You get like 20 grams of protein per ounce of meat. They're a comparable price. So if you're going really low carb and you really want your snacks, biltong is a pretty good way to go. Like I said, I'm not convinced on the crisps. There's a textural thing that's just not doing it for me. Maybe you like it. I recommend you go ahead and give it a try. They're not bad, but I don't know that they're for me. So, what do you think? Have you tried biltong? And have you tried crisps? The biltong crisps? What do you think of them? Let me know in the comments below. And until the next snack time, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Recipe Redemption. Bye now.